Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Super. So I wanted to talk to you guys about something I found that was particularly interesting, and I didn't really think about it until I saw it on a couple different forums. So I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who's actually heading out. Heads out for a month or two here and there, and he lives basically out of his Prius. He has a home base. But he was up visiting some relatives in Vermont, and he was on his way through, and I figured I'd meet him for lunch. And we were chatting a little bit about his Prius. Now, I've never ridden in one. I've never really, been interested in them just because, the allure of the Prius is, some people love them, some people really don't like them. So, to make a long story short, I was chatting with him about it, and I was just kind of blown away by this thing he kept bringing up, and it's a hybrid, and he said he was getting some ungodly number like 50 to 60 miles per gallon with this hybrid that he has. Now in the back, it's pretty cool. It's perfect for one person. It is a little bit cramped. I would be cramped because I'm 6'4" tall, but he's only 5'8", so he fits in there perfectly. He took me for a ride in this Prius, and I think it was a newer one. I call it new, probably not that brand new to some other people. It was a 2020 Prius, front wheel drive. He wants to get a lift kit for it. I didn't know that they had lift kits for those, but they have a lift kit for my Sienna, so I can imagine that they have lift kits for Priuses, which is pretty cool. Now, they do have them in all-wheel drive, which I did talk to him a little bit about that. But he's heading down to Texas to visit some other friends, I'm pretty sure. And we were just chatting and stuff like that, and he told me about this thing called climate control. Now, I don't know too much about climate control, but that is a very enticing thing to have on a vehicle. I guess it has something to do, of course, with the heating and cooling in the vehicle. So you can set it at a certain temperature, and it'll actually keep that vehicle warm for up to a certain amount of time. He was telling me like 24 hours it will stay warm before it completely drains your battery. And he was telling me it's a really, really nice feature to have. I said, oh my gosh, that's kind of cool. He took me for a ride in his Prius, and I was surprised. It had a little bit of pep. Again, it's a small car. I've ridden in all kinds of different vehicles. My grandfather used to have a big Oldsmobile that I've ridden in as a kid. It doesn't have the same ride quality, I would say, that a Sienna has. But then, again, it's smaller than a Sienna, so it's a much different vehicle. But I got to thinking, a lot of the newer Siennas are hybrid. And I don't know if they make a specific just a gas model and a hybrid model. I think they're all hybrid these days. And they do have the climate control in there, which I thought was pretty amazing. Now that I got a glimpse at what this climate control is, I'm kind of thinking like it would be cool to have a newer Sienna. Unfortunately, is it worth the price? I don't know, because the newer hybrids and stuff like that, they're very expensive. I did drive a Toyota RAV4 for quite some time, and it was a hybrid, and I was pretty impressed by it. Had a lot of pep, got amazing gas mileage. That's one of my selling points. I'm really big on gas mileage. When I was looking at vehicles before my Sienna, and even before like my vehicle that I had before my Sienna, I had a Subaru Outback, the 36R. And then before that, I had a Honda CR-V, and it was always gas mileage. I was always concerned about gas mileage. My CR-V got pretty good gas mileage, and then I traded it in for a Subaru with the 3.6R Boxer engine in it, and I still have that, and it's a very good vehicle. I'm getting about 24, depending on the weather. If it's below freezing, it gets worse gas mileage. And my Sienna, I'm still churning out around 23, 24 miles per gallon. Now, if you could double or triple something like that, that would be amazing. So a Prius might be a great idea for some people out there. Even if you're taller, you might be able to make it work. I thought that was really cool. Again, very minimalist build. You won't be able to move around too much in there, and I think I'd probably get claustrophobic in it. So that's just my personal take on it. But having an electric vehicle, I don't know personally if I think I mean, I know what I think, but I don't think that the battery technology is there yet. I think they need to find out ways to have more recharge stations or have better technology so you can go further and recharge faster. Or maybe they put some sort of solar panel built into it that would be able to recharge the vehicle at a much faster rate. So again, I'm kind of open to the subject, but it's not my cup of tea yet because I just don't think that the technology is there. And again, you guys might be completely different. You guys might think something else, but it was a pretty neat setup, and I am very jealous. It was really getting the wheels turning in my head. I was like, he's getting some amazing gas mileage, and I was like, I wonder if any of my followers or any of my subscribers are into the Priuslife, or if you guys have ever thought about it. If you guys have a different car that you're using or whatever, let me know. If there's anybody out there, I doubt it, but in a Tesla, doing hybrid, or not hybrid, but doing like the Tesla life or doing the car life or whatever, that would be kind of cool to hear from you. I did see a couple videos where there are people camping in Teslas. Thought that was neat. Again, I'm not a huge Tesla fan, but I like my Toyotas, my Hondas, and of course my Mercedes-Benz, but that's an entirely different subject. So yeah, it's what do you guys think? I mean, you guys, if any of you guys have a Toyota or a newer Sienna or a hybrid Pacifica. I did rent a hybrid Pacifica when I was going out west for my 9,500 mile road trip around the country. I did rent a hybrid Pacific, and I was pretty happy with it. I didn't like it as much as my Sienna, but it was a neat vehicle. It really was. So, all right, my friends. Well, that's just my take on it. I don't know what your take is, but I figured I'd spread that news. I thought that was kind of interesting with the climate control in there and how it works with the battery. I don't know 100% how it works, but I was told it lasts for forever. It lasts a long time on just battery, which is pretty cool. So thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for being a part of my channel. Make sure you comment, subscribe, and if you guys have anything else you want me to cover, make sure you guys check it out below. I appreciate it, and make sure you check out my Patreon and Facebook page. All right.